Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impression try on and full face, like low-key full face, of the new Kylie Cosmetics concealer. This product comes out today, December 13th. There are a total of 30 shades of this concealer. So Kylie dropped brushes, lipsticks, and concealers. I wanted to play with the concealer the most because I love concealer. So the description of this product, like the formula and finish, is a medium buildable coverage concealer with a luminous finish. Or it says obviously with powder you can get a matte finish with it. So I'm gonna be showing you guys what colors I picked out for my skin tone, what worked out for me, and my thoughts and opinions on it, and also how it looks with the rest of my makeup. So I'm gonna test out this concealer in 3 different ways. I'm not wearing anything on my face right now besides primer and, you know, my brows and lashes. But I wanted to test out this concealer to conceal my under eye area. So in here, my hyperpigmentation here, which I feel like has gotten a little bit lighter over the past few months. And then I'll do like a spot concealing, which is what I do on that's like my no makeup days. I do a brow and concealer. And then I will do like my foundation and stuff and show you what it looks like highlighting my skin with the concealer. So that way you guys can see it alone, like kind of by itself, and then also what it looks like and how it performs on top of my go-to foundation. So the first shade that I picked out is Gypsum. Gypsum is a pink fair beige with peach undertones for fair skin. So this is what I'm gonna use right here around this area. And I typically use pretty full coverage concealer. Yeah, I use pretty full coverage concealer. So that's kind of what I'm gonna be comparing it to, is like my Bye Bye under eye. And I use also the Sephora Make No Mistake concealer, which I tried to match this one to one of the Kylie ones, and this one's a lot more olive than any of the Kylie ones are. So this is the shade Caraway. So I couldn't really find a match to that for spot concealing, so we'll see how it goes. It smells like the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, I think. It's the one in like the little pump where if you pump at one time, it's way too much concealer. All right, so let's try this out in here. And I already have my primer on. This has been my go-to lately because it has been so dry here in Southern California, like crazy dry. So I've been using the Laura Mercier Hydrating Foundation Primer. It's been working really great. So the applicator on this is a very nice applicator. It's one of those really flexible little flat paddle applicators. All right, so let's test this out in here. This looks like a pretty good color. And then I'll buff it out with my brush, my favorite new brush, the Colourpop Small Fluff. Sometimes I feel like, I almost feel bad reviewing like concealers because I'm so picky. I don't know, concealer or foundation. I don't know which one I'm actually more picky, because concealer on my face does more work than my foundation does, if that makes any sense. The coverage looks pretty good. Maybe we should zoom in a little bit. It is a little bit lighter, just a tad lighter than what I would normally do for a no makeup day. See how it's kind of brightening a little bit? It's not bad. All right, so this stuff dried pretty quickly. Surprisingly, for no makeup days, I'm using thicker concealers. These 2 formulas, which don't really dry that quickly, they're kind of a little bit more like tacky, which is surprising for me now that I say it out loud. Normally that's not really my jam, but I guess it is. So it looks pretty good on the under eye. My IT Cosmetics has a little bit more color cancellation. It is a little bit fuller coverage than this is. But for me, this would be like an okay no makeup day type of coverage. I wouldn't argue with this. I think this actually looks pretty good. It has a luminous finish to it, which I think is nice. All right, the next shade that I have is Ivory. And Ivory is a yellow, light yellow undertones for light skin tones. Ivory is a yellow, light yellow. I don't know what that means, but this one has more of a yellow undertone. This one I matched to Tarte Shape Tape Light Neutral, which is the color I've been using. I've been going a little bit brighter lately. So let me try this out for spot concealing. I normally just do like my nose, here. Just any areas that I just want a little bit of coverage. Oh yeah. This brush so much. If you guys don't have this brush, this is like a dream for no makeup days. Honestly, this is what I end up doing. Like, I'll just have like a little concealer. I do like kind of buff it in low key all over. You make a foundation? Yeah, I make a foundation. So I actually, right now, the way that this looks on my face, I really like it. It has a very luminous finish on my skin. I think this looks really good. This is the coverage that I go for on no makeup days, where I just want, you know, a little something here, a little something there. I think the colors worked out really well. I could still do A little bit more coverage on the inner corners though. Like if I hit this with Bye Bye Under Eye right now, you'd be like, whoa. What this tells me right now is this is definitely medium coverage. It covered what I needed to cover on my face, but as far as color correction, I think it could have done a little bit better. The true test comes after I do my foundation. Using my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless shade number 128. I know the huge issue with the Kylie Cosmetics concealers is that you can't return it. It's a concealer that you can't try out, and if the color doesn't work, you can't return it, which really sucks. I might have picked out the shades that I picked out, but I'm not positive that it would have been the right ones, and I would have been really bummed if I bought it and I couldn't return it. By the way, if you guys haven't tried this foundation, you need to. This is like, I kept pouncing because it just looks so good. It's such a good foundation. Rita? Rita? Rita, where are you? All right, so now I'm gonna be doing the highlighting using the concealer. All right, so this is the shade Ivory. Let me just test it out. I kinda want something a little bit lighter. This is Shell right here. Come on! This is Shell, and this is Boner. Just kidding. John, you're terrible. That's a little bit confusing. I feel like if I went on here, I'd be like, okay, beige with yellow undertones, but Bone is a yellow fair with peach undertones. I almost feel like it should be like a beige with peach undertones, a yellow fair with yellow undertones. It's a little confusing, especially if I was trying to pick one shade, I'd probably start sweating. Okay, so here's Shell, second to the lightest shade in the collection. Ooh, can I mix it, please? Can I have the option to mix?
What?
Ivory. I still feel like I'm needing a little bit of color correction underneath. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of Ivory. I will say it does look very luminous and hydrating on skin. I really like that it doesn't look dry. Especially me, I have like really dry under eyes. I think on camera it looks really good.
Yeah.
When I look at it in person, it's not enough coverage for me. I wanna say this is like a NARS level of coverage where you kinda, you're like, okay, this is cool. It's brighter. If you're like a full coverage kind of person, this is probably not gonna be enough coverage for you. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Let me just do this side too. So we got some Shell. I love that applicator. It feels like the Colourpop applicator. If I could mix those two together, that would be like the perfect shade. Ivory and Shell. Side always is brighter. It doesn't matter how much Shell I could put on this side, it would never be as bright as this side. I don't know what the deal is. It looks so luminous on camera. Wow. So now I'm gonna take some of my setting powder. This is like a real test right here to see how this looks. All right, so I'm just gonna take a little bit on my beauty blender just for the inner corner. There. This brush is the Smashbox Buildable Cheek, which is what I use to apply like, you know, a little bit of setting powder. Take some Ivory and do right here. I don't like to make this area like too bright. I feel like it kind of has like a weird vibe when I do that. And then I'm gonna do a little liquid highlighter just to keep it moving with this luminous thing we got going on right now. I'm gonna go with the Colourpop Amber. This is the Crystal Liquid Highlighter. I feel like it dried a lot since the last time I used it. You see? Like it's almost like a putty. I'm struggling with performance this time on this. There appears to be blockage happening in here. See that? Can you see how chunky it was? This is what it was last time I used it, see? Like that. There we go. How can I put into words what I feel? My life was complete. All right, let's take off this excess powder. Do you wanna come on in, join the party? What do you think?
Pretty good.
I'm gonna go with my NYX Away We Glow. This is Summer Thrill. I believe this is a illuminating powder, but I use it as a blush. This is like all my favorite tones. Just kind of go like that a little bit. It looks a little dry between the eyes. Really don't think this is like my ideal under eye highlighter for my skin. Let me do a little Fix Plus. All right, so I finished the rest of my makeup. I put on a little bit of bronzer and some lipstick, which I'm wearing the Smashbox Gotta Light Always On Liquid Lipstick. So, after deep investigation of my under eyes, first of all, this color, with the way that I do my makeup, I think it's a little bit light. I kind of got one of those, I wore sunglasses out in the sun, maybe skiing, you know? That's kind of how I feel. This color was a little bit too light. But besides the color situation, this area right here, this is definitely my most troublesome area. I'm sure there's people out there that have much less problematic under eyes than I do, but I deal with just dryness and hyperpigmentation in this area, and the hyperpigmentation tends to be a lot drier for some reason. I don't know why. It's like, it's not enough for it just to be like a different color. It also has to be a different texture as well. This formula for under eye highlighting, I just think it's a little bit too lightweight and a little bit too dry once the powder hits it. But that being said, I actually really love the way my skin looked when I had this on with no powder, like no setting powder on top. I'm definitely gonna be using it more often as a spot concealer, like a no makeup, just concealer day, which I have very often. But if you have not so dry under eyes, it'll probably work way different for you. So that wraps up this first impression on the Kylie Cosmetics new concealers. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below if you guys are gonna be trying this out, if you're gonna be risking it all and trying to pick out a shade online. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Why do I feel like I'm losing control? I'm so mad at that girl that works at Claire's. Hashtag she ruined my ears. Thought that love could feel like this. They come out December 15th.
God damn it.
What did I end up going with? Fuck, man. Shell. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys.
Ready for a nap?
I feel like my brows just keep falling off. It's so confusing. How can it be right? I feel like I would have, I'm trying to stop saying I feel like, because I say it so much, it makes me want to throw up. I keep trying to look up and look down at the same time. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, John. I know you want me to, but I'm not saying it.